Thurman Lee Munson was an American Major League Baseball catcher. He played his entire 11-year professional baseball career for the New York Yankees. A perennial All-Star, Munson is the only Yankee to win both the Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Player awards. Born in Akron, Ohio, Munson was selected as the fourth pick of the 1968 Major League Baseball draft. Munson hit over .300 in his 2 seasons in the minor leagues, establishing himself as a top prospect. He became the New York Yankees starting catcher late in the 1969 season. Munson played his first complete season in 1970, and was voted AL Rookie of the Year after hitting .302. Considered the heart and soul of the Yankees, Munson was named the first team captain since Lou Gehrig. He led the Yankees to 3 consecutive World Series appearances from 1976 to 1978, and 2 consecutive World Series championships in 1977 and 1978. In 1979, Munson died at the age of 32 while practicing landing his Cessna Citation at Akron Canton Airport. Munson suffered a broken neck as a result of the crash, and his cause of death was asphyxiation. His 2 companions escaped the burned aircraft. Amateur career: Munson was born in Akron, Ohio to Darrell Vernon Munson and Ruth Minna Smiley, the youngest of 4 children. His father was a World War II veteran who became a truck driver while his mother was a homemaker. When he turned 8, the Munson family moved to nearby Canton, Ohio. He was taught how to play baseball by his older brother Dwayne, and usually played baseball with kids Dwayne's age, who were 4 years older. His brother left the United States Air Force while Thurman was a freshman in high school. He attended Lehman High School in Canton, Ohio, where he was captain of the football, baseball and basketball teams and was all-city and state in all 3 sports. Munson played halfback on the football squad, guard on the basketball squad, and mostly shortstop in baseball. Munson switched to catcher in his senior year in order to handle the pitching prowess of his teammate, Jerome Pruitt. He attracted scholarship offers from various colleges. He opted to attend nearby Kent State University on scholarship, where he was a teammate of pitcher and broadcaster Steve Stone. In the summer of 1967, Munson joined the Cape Cod Baseball League, where he led the Chatham A's to their first league title with a prodigious .420 batting average. In recognition of this achievement and his subsequent professional achievements, the Thurman Munson Batting Award is given each season to the league's batting champion. Rookie of the Year: Munson was selected by the Yankees with the 4th overall pick in the 1968 Major League Baseball draft. In his only full minor league season, he batted .301 with 6 home runs and 37 runs batted in for the Binghamton Triplets in their final season, and made his first appearance in Yankee Stadium in August 1968, when the Triplets came to play an exhibition game against the Yankees. He was batting .363 for the Syracuse Chiefs in 1969 when he earned a promotion to the New York Yankees. Munson made his major league debut on August 8, 1969, in the second game of a doubleheader against the Oakland Athletics. Munson went 2 for 3 with a walk, 1 RBI and 2 runs scored. 2 days later, his first major league home run was the second of 3 consecutive home runs hit by the Yankees off Lou Krause in a 5-1 Yankee victory over the A's. For the season, Munson batted .256 with 1 home run and 9 RBI. He made 97 plate appearances, but drew 10 walks and had 1 sacrifice fly, which gave him 86 official at-bats, and allowed him to go into the 1970 season still technically a rookie. The Yankees used the pair of Jake Gibbs and Frank Fernandez at catcher for most of 1969. During the off-season, the Yankees dealt Fernandez to the A's to make room for their rising star behind the plate. Munson responded by batting .302 with 7 home runs and 57 RBI, and making 80 assists en route to receiving the 1970 American League Rookie of the Year award. All-Star: Munson received his first of 7 All-Star nods in 1971, catching the last 2 innings without an at-bat. An outstanding fielder, Munson committed only 1 error all season. It occurred on June 18 against the Baltimore Orioles when opposing catcher Andy Attribution knocked Munson unconscious on the play at the plate, dislodging the ball. He also only allowed 9 passed balls all season and caught 36 of a potential 59 base stealers for a stellar 61% caught stealing percentage. Munson was known for his long-standing feud with Boston Red Sox counterpart Carlton Fisk. One particular incident that typified their feud, and the Yankees' Red Sox rivalry in general, occurred on August 1, 1973 at Fenway Park. With the score tied at 2-2 in the top of the ninth and runners on first and third, Munson attempted to score from third on Gene Michael's missed bunt attempt. As Red Sox pitcher John Curtis let his first pitch go, Munson broke for the plate. Michael tried to bunt, and missed. With Munson coming, Fisk elbowed the Yankee shortstop out of the way and braced for Munson, who barreled into Fisk. Fisk held onto the ball, but Munson remained tangled with Fisk as Felipe Alou, who was on first, attempted to advance. The confrontation at the plate triggered a 10-minute bench-clearing brawl in which both catchers were ejected. Munson made his second All-Star team and won his first of 3 straight Gold Glove awards in 1973. He also emerged as more of a slugger for the Yankees, batting .300 for the first time since 1970, and hitting a career-high 20 home runs. In 1974, Munson was elected to start his first of 3 consecutive All-Star games, going 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. MVP, Munson batted a career-high .318 in 1975, which was third in the league behind Rod Carew and Fred Lynn. For the start of the 1976 season, Munson was named the first Yankees team captain since Lou Gehrig retired in 1939. He responded by batting .302 with 17 home runs and 105 RBI to receive the American League MVP award and lead the Yankees to their first World Series since 1964. He batted .435 with 3 RBI and 3 runs scored in the 1976 American League Championship Series against the Kansas City Royals, and batted .529 with 2 RBI and 2 runs scored in the 1976 World Series against the Cincinnati Reds. Already down 3-0, Munson went 4 for 4 in the final game of the series at Yankee Stadium to try to avoid a sweep to the Big Red Machine. Combined with the hits he got in his final 2 at-bats in Game 3, his 6 consecutive hits tied a World Series record set by Goose Goslin of the Washington Senators in 1924. Reds catcher Johnny Bench was named World Series MVP. A fairly obvious comparison of opposing backstops was made to Reds manager Sparky Anderson during the post-World Series press conference, to which Anderson responded, "Munson is an outstanding ballplayer and he would hit .300 in the National League, but you don't ever compare anybody to Johnny Bench. Don't never embarrass nobody by comparing them to Johnny Bench." Munson was visibly upset by these comments when he got on the mic shortly afterwards. World Series champion, Munson batted .308 with 100 RBI in 1977, giving him 3 consecutive seasons batting .300 or better with 100 or more RBI each year. He was the first catcher to accomplish the feat in 3 consecutive years since Yankee Hall of Famer Bill Dickey's 4 straight seasons from 1936 to 1939, matched only by Mike Piazza since. The Yankees repeated as American League champions, and faced the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 1977 World Series. Munson batted .320 with a home run and 3 RBI in the Yankees' 4-2 victory over the Dodgers. The Dodgers had stolen 114 bases during the regular season, yet Munson caught 4 of 6 potential base stealers in the first 4 games of the series to keep the speedy Dodgers grounded in the final 2. The Yankees and Royals faced each other for the 3rd consecutive time in the 1978 American League Championship Series. With the ALCS tied at a game apiece, and trailing 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning of Game 3, Munson hit the longest home run of his career, a 475-foot shot off Doug Bird over Yankee Stadium's Monument Park in left center field, to give the Yankees a 6-5 win. They won the pennant the next day, and went on to beat the Dodgers again for the 1978 World Series championship. Munson batted .320 with 7 RBIs in this series and also caught Ronsey's foul pop-up for the final out. Death. The Yankees had lost 3 in a row, and were in 4th place, 11 games behind the Baltimore Orioles in the American League East heading into the All-Star break in 1979. Despite a .297 average, the wear and tear of catching was beginning to take its toll on Munson, and he was overlooked for the American League All-Star team. Frequently homesick, he had a well-known desire to play for the Cleveland Indians in order to be closer to his family, and was also considering retiring at the end of the season. Munson had been flying for over a year and purchased a Cessna Citation ISP jet so he could fly home to his family in Canton on off days. On August 2, 1979, he was practicing takeoffs and landings at the Akron Canton Regional Airport with friend Jerry Anderson and flight instructor Dave Hall. On the 4th touch-and-go landing, Munson allowed the aircraft to sink too low before increasing engine power, causing the jet to clip a tree and fall short of the runway. The plane then hit a tree stump and burst into flames on Greensburg Road, 870 feet short of runway 19. Hall and Anderson both survived the accident. Hall received burns on his arms and hands, and Anderson received burns on his face, arm and neck. Munson suffered a broken neck and would have most likely been a quadriplegic had he lived. Munson died of asphyxiation due to the inhalation of superheated air and toxic substances. The FAA investigation into the crash stated that the probable cause was the pilot's failure to recognize the need for, and to take action to maintain, sufficient airspeed to prevent a stall into the ground during an attempted landing. The pilot also failed to recognize the need for timely and sufficient power application to prevent the stall during an approach conducted inadvertently without flaps extended. Contributing to the pilot's inability to recognize the problem and to take proper action was his failure to use the appropriate checklist and his non-standard pattern procedures, which resulted in an abnormal approach profile. Legacy. The day after his death, before the start of the Yankees' 4-game set with the Baltimore Orioles in the Bronx, the team paid tribute to their deceased captain in a pre-game ceremony in which the starters stood at their defensive positions, save for the catcher's box, which remained empty. Following a prayer by Cardinal Terence Cook, A Moment of Silence and America the Beautiful by Robert Merrill, the fans burst into an 8-minute standing ovation. Jerry Narron, the man who would replace Munson behind the plate that night, remained in the dugout and did not enter the field until stadium announcer Bob Shepard said, "And now it is time to play ball. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your cooperation." On August 6, the entire Yankee team attended Munson's funeral in Canton, Ohio. Teammates Lou Piniella and Bobby Mercer, who were Munson's best friends, gave eulogies. That night the Yankees beat the Orioles, 5-4, in New York, with Mercer driving in all 5 runs with a 3-run home run in the 7th inning and a 2-run single in the bottom of the 9th. Yankee owner George Steinbrenner retired Munson's number 15 immediately upon his catcher's death. On September 20, 1980, a plaque dedicated to Munson's memory was placed in Monument Park. The plaque bears excerpts from an inscription composed by Steinbrenner and flashed on the stadium scoreboard the day after his death. "Our captain and leader has not left us, today, tomorrow, this year, next. Our endeavors will reflect our love and admiration for him." The locker that Munson used, along with a bronzed set of his catching equipment, was donated to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Despite a packed clubhouse, Munson's final locker position was never reassigned. The empty locker next to Yankee team captain Derek Jeter's, with Munson's number 15 on it, remained as a tribute to the Yankees' lost catcher in the original Yankee Stadium until the stadium closed in 2008. Munson's locker was moved in one piece to the new Yankee Stadium. It is located in the New York Yankees Museum. Visitors can view the Yankees Museum on game days from when the gates open to the end of the 8th inning and during Yankee Stadium tours. Munson's number 15 is also displayed on the center field wall at Thurman Munson Stadium, a minor league ballpark in Canton. Munson is buried at Canton's Sunset Hills Burial Park. A modest, 1 Block Street at Concourse Village East and 156th Street in the Bronx was named Thurman Munson Way in 1979. 2 school buildings, which house several schools including Henry Lou Gehrig Junior High School, have since been built on the street. On August 1, 1980, the day before the first anniversary of the accident, the Yankees filed a $4.5 million lawsuit against Cessna Aircraft Company and Flight Safety International, Incorporated, with team spokesman John J. McCarty saying we asked for $4.5 million because that was what Munson would be worth if the Yankees traded him. Munson's widow, Diana, also filed a $42.2 million wrongful death lawsuit against the two companies. Cessna offered Munson a special deal on flying lessons if he would take them from Flight Safety International. Rather than requiring Munson to take a 2-week safety class in Kansas, Flight Safety assigned a traveling instructor to go on the road with him, and train him between ball games. The suit was eventually settled out of court. Family. In September 1968, Munson married Diana Dominic at St. John's Church in Canton. He is survived by Diana and their 3 children, daughter Tracy, daughter Kelly and son Michael. Career stats: Munson had a career .357 batting average in the postseason with 3 home runs, 22 RBI and 19 runs scored. His batting average in the World Series was .373. Munson threw out 44.48% of base runners who tried stealing a base on him, ranking him 11th on the all-time list. First, all-time, singles in World Series, September 10, all-time, batting average by catcher, .292, 11th, all-time, postseason batting average, .357, 11th, all-time, caught stealing percentage, 16th, all-time, on-base percentage by catcher, 20th, all-time, OPS by catcher, 24th, all-time, slugging by catcher, 26th, all-time, hits by catcher, 26th, all-time, runs by catcher, AL Rookie of the Year 1970, AL MVP 1976, 3x Gold Glove Award, 3 AL pennants, 2 World Series titles, 7x All-Star. See also, List of baseball players who died during their careers, List of Major League Baseball players who spent their entire career with one franchise. References. Bibliography. External links, career statistics and player information from MLB, or ESPN, or Baseball Reference, or Fangraphs, or the Baseball Cube, or Baseball Reference, NTSB Aircraft Accident Report Probable Cause Investigation Report on Munson's plane crash, The Dead Ball Era, Mike Pagliarulo's tribute to Thurman Munson at Find a Grave.